Hello, welcome in. I'm just trying to get comfortable right now. Literally, my legs are in frame. Okay, well, hello, welcome in. I am Emmy. I'm doing the first episode of some podcast I have no name for. Hopefully, by the time this episode, this video seems the light of day, the light of the internet, it'll have a name. But right now we are nameless. But anyways, for starters, a little bit about me is my name's Emmie and I'm from Georgia. I'm born and raised in Atlanta and I am currently 26 years old, a fresh 26 years old. And I've been living life. I don't know why I just went high pitch, but life's been kind of crazy. And I just have realized when I talk or text my best friend, because I travel a lot, so I'm always like not where she is, and we're in just different places. I would say opposite ends of the world, but literally we're always in the same state. I'm just always in a different city, or I'm on the road, and we just end up talking on the phone a lot or texting, and it's just like, oh my gosh, look what I did, or like this was so dumb, or look at this amazing food. And that is my relationship with her. And it's amazing and it's awesome. And we both come to the point where we're like, yeah, life is busy and like my life has to go on and her life has to go on. But we still try to find time for each other, even when we don't have time for each other. And it might go days as in like an unanswered message. But then you'll get the message of like, oh my gosh, I saw your message. I did forget, but I still love you, Pookie. And so it's like that, pretty much. And so I graduated college in 2022. And that was the same year, same month that her daughter was born, her firstborn. And oh my gosh, thinking about how old her kid is and like seeing, oh, that was how long I was out of college, which granted, that was like 3 years, but I'm still like, oh my goodness. But being out of college and not being where I am now, there's no way even graduating Emmy could imagine where I am now and just all the friendships I have now or been through and like learning what life is like and learning how you won't have a lot of your college friends now. And if you do, you're lucky and you've put in a lot of hard work. Or that I'm trying to learn what my mother told me, that you will reconnect with people that you knew when you're younger in school or different levels of school, depending on what you did. Because sometimes school took up our whole lives and now it's non existent because I graduated. Or like maybe school wasn't your thing and you're like, peace out, A Town, like leaving. And that's totally okay. I've kind of like created this podcast as a way as talking to my best friend, my Pookie. I call her my Pookie instead of my boyfriend. But anyways, life be lifing and like life be sad. Like I've been thinking about my grandparents a lot recently. They're passed away and I've just been sad a lot and I just miss them. And it sucks. It really does suck. Um, but I really do miss them and I do cherish the relationship I had. But being 26 and knowing my friends who still have their grandparents alive, y'all are some lucky ducks. You're very lucky. And you should cherish them. Even if you don't feel like it, just call them. Say hi. What's up? Just do it. Just please do it. Because you never know. And yeah. So on top of that, I want to get away from sad things because I'm going to start crying and I don't want to cry. And like right now, I'm in Florida and it's a sunshine state and I shouldn't be crying. Okay. Wash away the tears, wash away the sadness, and wash away dehydration. Okay. I'm going to put this closer to me. Hopefully I don't knock it over. That'd be really bad. So I don't know what to say. I do know what to say. I just don't know where to start. But so I was actually talking to my Pookie today, and we were talking about something that I learned. I've been putting stuff off. I love to put stuff off and start other projects. And it is the worst thing for me and the best thing for me all at the same time. It's like, I don't even know. It's like a bag of fruit that's like spoiled but not spoiled or whatever. It's really good and really bad because recently I've learned that I've like been able to recognize, oh, I'm putting this one project off that I need to wrap up and be done and finish it. Because once I finish it, I'll get a license and I'll be a little happy queen, making more money and being able to buy the things I want to buy myself, because I have expensive tastes and I like being bougie and it's okay. So, but to get to that next level, I have to pass a class. And that class has me in a chokehold. And I am letting my procrastination win for many, many months now. And it is very, very bad. And I feel like I've just broken a lot of promises with myself. And I know it. Like, I'm filming this podcast episode instead of studying. But I told myself that if I start a podcast, I have to study. There's no negotiation. So maybe starting this next project, like a podcast, will get my booty in gear and I'll study, pass the class, pass the test, and be done with it and get my license. I will tell you what my license is in later once I pass the class because I realized I don't need extra pressure. Yeah. And that's it on that. Because the more people that know, the more like responsibility I have to feel like I have to perform and do well and blah, 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 blah. And I'm breaking away from being a people pleaser and being the perfect child and like having to perform to my parents' standards and yada, 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 yada. Story for a different day. Anywho, so I was talking to my Pookie and this is like rabbit trail and rabbit trail. This is the main thing. And I was trying to tell her that, hello? Okay, cool. Sorry. I looked over and I didn't make sure it was recording. This might be a really short episode. And I'm okay with that. But I've been doing some thinking recently and just reanalyzing stuff because my brain, I'm a very outward processor. So I have to say things out loud to someone, not something. I mean, a dog could work, but like a tree could work too. But having to tell it to a human, a person, is just so much more real, and it allows me to like be like, okay, that makes sense. They're not saying it's crazy. That makes sense. Except for the few lovely people in my life, sometimes they get to hear the same things 6 times. And they're like, Emmy, this is not epiphany. This is not eureka. And I'm like, yo, it is for me. It's finally clicking in my brain. And you just need to shh your lips and let me say it for the 7th time. And that is really funny and hard because they make fun of me. And I'm like, whatever about it now because I realize how my brain works. Just a little bit. A little bit. I realize a little bit how my brain works. I'm not some scientist or expert. I'm just learning how to deal with myself and how my brain works. Anywho, here's the story. I was in a position where I opened a can of worms and the can of worms was fine and I was in a certain mood in one of my phases of my cycle. And then after I opened that can of worms, I went into a different phase of my cycle, a different mood. And my little intuition, my little gut was yelling at me, screaming at me, like I could not sleep. I was like, I shoved it down and was able to sleep. And then we went through a whole cycle and we're back to the original feeling. And I'm just like, whoa, my gut, my intuition is literally screaming at me, not letting me sleep, because that one moment I wanted to be a little delinquent was like, yo, girl, you ain't doing that. You're not going to do that. And then I'm like, okay, but I'll just back pocket it. I'll save it for later. And my little intuition, my soul was saying, no, honey, you're not. You're going to say, I'm not interested. Thank you for reaching out, but I'm not interested. And you don't want to keep it as a back pocket option because you'll have it sitting around knowing you still don't want it. And you'll be like, not sleeping, not doing this, not doing that. And you're like, okay. So, yeah. So you close your can of worms, you bury the can of worms, you seal it back up shut, and you it into the ocean or the canal or the river. You just close the can of worms and just be done with it. Don't keep it in the back pocket as an option. Do not, because you are just going to be splitting yourself and how you feel. You'll be waffling back and forth. And it's like choosing an outfit. You know you're going to wear the certain outfit no matter what anyone says. But without confidence, you ask a ton of people, should I wear this? Should I wear that? Should I wear this? Should I wear that? But at the end of the day, you still wear what you wanted to wear at the end of the day. So it's like, instead of waffling, you just choose what you were going to wear and be a badass and wear it and be a baddie. And I did that the other day when I was going to brunch with a girlfriend. And I was like, what am I going to wear? Literally did not have options because I brought some clothes for this trip and brought very few options because I was not allowed to overpack. I still overpacked. Beat the system. But for wearing things to brunch, I literally had one outfit and that was it. So I was going to be like, oh, what are we going to wear? Blah, blah, blah. And I stopped myself because I knew I only had one outfit and that outfit I was going to wear was going to be the outfit. So I just was like, okay, let me know what time you're going to pick me up and I'll be ready. And I wore the outfit. I looked great. I felt great. I felt confident. And she's like, you look great. And I'm like, thank you. And we dressed to the same, whatever, like same level of dressiness, like casual linen pants, flowy, beautiful, because it's hot down here. It's tropical. And we are going to brunch on a Monday at like lunchtime. But girls' brunch can happen anytime, any day, anywhere, any outfit. It was delicious. I had a bottomless Bellini and it was so yummy. I drank my worth out of it. And then I had an almond croissant, but I didn't taste much of the almond croissant because I was busy drinking my Bellinis. And yeah, but I had a peach Bellini and it was delicious. My friend got a smoked salmon, like eggs Benedict, and she let me try it. It was so delicious. And there's like this yummy sauce they had. So that's just like little tidbits. But yeah, also another thing is I've been trying to like cut, like if I think of doing something, if it's fun or not, or just like if I need to do work or something, I just do it. So like literally I was sitting on the bed earlier today and I'm like texting my best friend, Mom Pookie. I was like, yo, I should start a podcast. And she's like, yeah, you should do it. And then I'm sitting here talking to like Rock AI, be like, yo, should I have a plan when I start or should I just jump in and do it? And, they gave me pro con of whatever. And here I am doing it, filming the first episode instead of thinking about how to do it, what it's going to be about, blah, 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 when I already knew what I was wanting to do it about. And like, I can just hold on to this first episode when the rest comes to me or when I am studying, because that's what I told myself. So, and we're not breaking any more promises to myself because breaking promises to yourself does a lot more damage than you really could ever think about. So, if anything, this is to keep promises to myself. And just, if you have to break a promise to someone else or break a promise to yourself, who is it going to hurt more at the end of the day? It may hurt that person, it may hurt that friend, but sweetie, if you're trying to build trust with yourself, you got to choose yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's you, yourself, and that's who you wake up with, that's who you go to sleep with. And if you're not able to keep promises to yourself and build trust with yourself, how are you able to like successfully live through life happily and like all that? Because I've been doing terrible at it the past 3 years. We'll just say since I left college. I mean, college was a train. No, college was like a hot mess, but we handled the hot mess because everyone there was a hot mess. So it just was normal. But being out of college is like, so everybody not a hot mess, or is it just me? So yeah. But you gotta start reworking. Like, you gotta start building trust with yourself, like with your heart. In here, right there, on the skin. Quite literally, physically, mentally, emotionally, everything. Because if you don't, you're just gonna be hurting a lot more. And just, life is just not gonna be full of sunshine as much. So, yeah, my leg is itchy, and that sucks. But yeah, okay, I'm looking at a beautiful view right now. I'm on a canal in Florida, and it's beautiful. And this is where I want to be. Maybe not in this exact house, but this is where I want to be. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is going to be it for the first episode. Yeah, I have no clue what the name of this podcast is going to be. It will have a beautiful, lovely name by yours truly, or with the help of someone I love. Yeah, Pookie's definitely going to help me with the name of this podcast. But I hope you enjoyed the first episode, and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe, and I'll catch you next one. Bye-bye.